What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the Full 90. It is time for the Champions League playoff phase. For the first time in the competition's history, the teams finishing from 9th all the way down to 24th in the league phase will now play each other in a two-legged playoff phase to reach the round of 16, where the top 8 of the league currently await them. Flashed up on the screen all the people that are supporting me over on the Full 90 Patreon. We had a massive 20-to-1 six-fold for the European fixtures last night come in. So if you want to get access to exclusive members tips and accumulators and get shout outs in every single video, then be sure to click that first link in the description and join the Patreon. But this is the Champions League. It's all new. It's super exciting. It's like a mini round of 16, I guess. I do also want to say we're fresh off the back of a really good European week. We had 4 perfect scores in Serie A, 2 in La Liga, and there's still 2 fixtures to be played tonight in those 2 leagues. So we could finish with as high as 8 perfect scores, which is mental. But the first game takes us to an all-French affair. It is Brest up against PSG. Now, PSG are just simply better than Brest. They're going to progress through this tie, and I think it's actually going to be quite comfortable. I think they're going to win this leg, and maybe if they win this leg by enough, they won't have to go out and win the second leg at home, but I could see them winning both legs, to be honest. So I'm going to go for a high-scoring 3-1 win to PSG, and the tip is going to be PSG and both teams to score at 2.62. It was a good league phase for Brest, and there was a time when they were in the top 8 and it looked like they could have even got past the playoffs into the round of 16, but I think PSG take the win here quite comfortably. PSG 3-1. After this, it is Juventus up against PSV. Now, these two teams did actually meet in the league phase, and Juve kind of destroyed them. I believe it was 3-0 and then it was 3-1 in the end, thanks to a very, very late consolation goal for PSV. PSV, their domestic form is of course brilliant, but Juve at home in the first leg, at the very least, I think they can get the win. So I'm going to go for a 2-1 win to Juventus, but my tip is going to be both teams to score at 1.8. I think my tip was both teams to score when they last met, and that late, albeit consolation goal for PSV, made that tip come in. I think PSV trouble them here. It could even end in a 1-1 or something like that. I think Juventus will win though. So if you don't like both teams to score, then back Juve to win, because I think one or the other is going to happen. I don't think it'll be either a 0-0 draw or PSV win to 0, basically. So with that being said, I think Juve or both teams to score is a pretty good shout. After this, it is the tie of the round. It's Manchester City up against Real Madrid. Man City are actually favourites to win this game at the Etihad, 2.25 odds to take the win. They just came off of a 2-1 win against Leyton Orient, and Real Madrid a 1-1 draw against Atletico Madrid. Now, this is actually quite a tough one. Real Madrid, you'd expect, would qualify from this tie. They are an unbelievable team. They have the talent, they have the squad, they have the pedigree, the experience. They should probably progress, and I think they might, but I don't think they're going to go to the Etihad and win. I know Man City just got battered by Arsenal 5-1, but something tells me City get something from this game. I'm not saying they're going to progress through the tie, and they're looking a little bit shaky this season, to say the least. I'm going to go for a 2-2 draw, and the tip is going to be both teams to score on over 2.5 goals at 1.66, because Real Madrid don't quite look their best at the moment. Man City don't look their best at the moment. It's a hard one to call, and that's why we love it. Manchester City 2, Real Madrid 2. After this, it is Sporting up against Borussia Dortmund. Dortmund, oh my goodness, their away form is it's just abysmal. It just is not good. Sporting, although they're not playing as well as they were under Amorim, they were right near the top of the league table before Amorim left after beating Manchester City, and then they barely scraped qualification. They couldn't get a win. But something's telling me they're going to win this one. I could see Dortmund coming from behind in the second leg at home to progress. But I'm going to go for a Sporting 2-1 win. And the tip will be Sporting double chance and both teams to score at 2.05. That's what I tipped when Sporting played Man City. And obviously they ended up winning 4-1. So I think Sporting can get the win. But I think both teams will score. So in case it is a score draw, we're going to go Sporting double chance and both teams to score. I can't back Dortmund away from home. I just can't do it. They're not good enough. I'm going to go Sporting to win the first leg, but maybe Dortmund to make a little bit of a comeback. After this, it's Club Brugge up against Atalanta. I think this will be a fairly low-scoring game. Atalanta came off of a massive 5-0 win at the weekend. I'm pretty sure Club Brugge got a 1-0 win at the weekend. Let me just clarify, fact-check that for you so I'm not spouting absolute nonsense. It was a 1-0 win at the weekend. So, low-scoring games. Club Brugge games often are quite low-scoring unless they absolutely batter someone domestically. So, I think Atalanta are a better team. I'm going to go for a 1-0 win. The tip is super conservative. It's Atalanta double chance and under 3.5 goals at 1.66. I initially looked at this and thought under 2.5 goals at 1.9, but Atalanta's ability to, you know, win 3-0, Club Brugge's ability to contribute, it kind of put me off. At this point, the bookies don't know if it's going to be over 2.5 or under. They put the odds at the same, so I'm also the same. I really don't know. So I'm going to go for Atalanta to win 1-0. If you're really bullish on Atalanta, you could back them outright. But my tip here is, as I said, Atalanta double chance and under 3.5 goals. After this, it's going to be an exciting game regardless. It's Celtic up against Bayern Munich. Celtic losing out to Aston Villa 4-2 in the previous round, and Bayern Munich beating Slovan Bratislava as expected, but conceding a goal. And I think Celtic, they're going to score because they have to score. If Celtic don't score here, they're eliminated. And Bayern could keep a clean sheet, but I don't see it. So I'm saying they're going to get the job done in the first leg though. Bayern Munich to win 4-1, and I'm going for it again. The old faithful, to be honest. Bayern Munich and both teams to score at odds of 2.5. I think Bayern Munich and PSG to win and both teams to score as a little double of about 6 or 7 to 1. I really like that. I think they can do it. Bayern Munich to, I mean, they're going to batter Celtic in this tie, so I'm going to say 4-1. After this, it's Feyenoord up against AC Milan. AC Milan, we correctly predicted their 2-0 win against Empoli. Not an easy place to go, but 2-0 regardless. I think they're going to win this one. I was really impressed with the way they played against Roma in the Coppa Italia, and I think they're going from strength to strength. It's a good time for them to play Feyenoord away. First leg as well, and I'm going to go for the win. 2-1 to AC Milan, and I'm actually going to tip it as well. AC Milan to win at 2.25. Other than the result on both teams to score, that's my highest odds tip for the video. I think AC Milan can get the win against Feyenoord. Maybe even AC Milan and both teams to score. You could go both teams to score instead if you think Feyenoord can do something at home, but AC Milan to win at 2.25. Now, after this, the final one, it's Monaco up against Benfica. Monaco beating Barcelona in the Champions League group phase 2-1, and Benfica looking like they were going to beat Barcelona, but in the end, Barcelona with one of the craziest comebacks in a single game, 5-4. I think there's going to be goals in this one. I think it's going to be a really entertaining tie. I could see it ending a draw first leg and Benfica scraping through with the home advantage in the second leg, so I'm going to go for a 2-2 draw, and the tip is going to be over 2.5 goals at 1.72. So based on these predictions, it looks very likely that PSG and Bayern Munich will pretty much secure their qualification from the first leg, but other than that, it's all to play for. I think Atalanta will probably win and therefore secure their place as well, but you got the likes of Borussia Dortmund, who I'm predicting to lose, who I think can make a comeback. City and Real Madrid, hard to split them this time, but I think Real Madrid can win in the second leg. Juventus, PSV, you never know. Monaco, Benfica, you never know. It's going to be a really, really fun playoff phase. And that just about does it for the first Champions League playoff phase prediction video. If you did enjoy it, please do drop a like. Subscribe down below to join us on the road to 40,000 subscribers, and make sure while you're down there, leave your predictions in the comments. I don't want to see you coming back after the games have been played and said, why didn't you pick this instead? Because hindsight is 2020. The amount of people that will wait until a game is over and then come back and tell me that I made the wrong pick and I obviously should have made the other pick. Where were you before the game kicked off? You know, we've had some really good picks. I predicted Southampton to beat Ipswich 2-1, and I said that was going to happen, and it did. We predicted Juve to win 2-1. That happened. So many correct score predictions, but I can't get every single one right, and that is why we do it. You have a great weeks, but sometimes there's things you just can't predict. So that's going to do it from me, and I'll see you in the next video very soon.